Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So as of today, we got some amazing news talking about Darksiders 4, or I guess another sequel to the Darksiders franchise, which we haven't had a proper, sequel like in the main continuity since Darksiders 3. And that was all the way back in, I believe, 2013. I'm probably wrong. Let me know in the comments. But in a sense, we haven't had something like mainline in a very, very long time, besides Genesis, which, that game was good for what it was, but it wasn't, proper Darksiders. And even though it had great elements, it wasn't the best. But this video, I'm going to be talking about doing some predictions and talk about the trailer, which I'm going to pull up right now and talk about it, because there's not a lot we can work with, so I'm going to be theorizing a little bit.
Let's get into this.
Also, my voice is a little bit crappy. It's because I'm currently sick. So here is the new trailer. Now, it does start us off in the Charred Counselor Chamber, which we've had in a couple entries, like with Darksiders 3, I do believe, and this time, like, the Charred Counselor's flames are died out, but they didn't light back up, just to, scream, horsemen, or kind of plural, so it applies we might be going and dealing with more than one. So I want to say that we could have a solo Strife game, but I honestly think that the studio behind Darksiders has always wanted to do something with all of the horsemen. So this is going to be my speculation part of the video. As much as I believe that they are going to do something with this being Strife's game, I also think that with every game they kind of focus on, like, the gameplay kind of being similar to another game series. So with Darksiders 1, it had elements of like God of War, some Zelda puzzles. Darksiders 2, it had more some like Bloodborne elements and like stuff like that, where it's like gear and stuff like that. I don't know, it's not Bloodborne, but another game. Then you have, Darksiders 3, that's more Bloodborne, and then you have Genesis, which is like side-scroller and stuff like that. With this game, I feel like they could probably return it to its roots with the more third-person, action-oriented, style. Now, with this game, I honestly feel like it's going to be the quasi-finale to the Darksiders franchise, because all the games have been hinting at Lucifer and Lilith's plan to, destroy Earth and destroy everything. I feel like this would be finally that true finale to this franchise, where what they could do. Now, I understand that Strife could be the type of character they can, do gunplay and it be like first person and stuff like that. But I feel like we've seen elements of his gameplay in Genesis, how they can do something with it. But I also feel like there could be elements where they can pull from other games. So they can return to their roots without, feeling disjointed. And this could still be a Strife-focused game, but I feel like the problem that Genesis had was just a lot of people didn't vibe with that style of gameplay. And I'm not including myself. It wasn't the greatest. Now, it still was fun, but it gave hints for, like, okay, maybe we can have like a Strife-focused game in the future, but also it gives that hint of multiplayer. So I feel like this would be the game that they test that type of formula, but in a third-person format. So that's where my theory comes into play. So I feel like with each game they, took bits from certain popular games where it doesn't feel like it's a rip-off, but it still has elements of those games. So like with Darksiders 3, it was like, dodging, counterattack and stuff like that. It didn't have that classic feel that the original Darksiders had, but it still had elements of it. In Darksiders 2, it had the gear system from like certain franchises, if you know what I mean. And Darksiders 1 had that God of War mixed with Zelda feel. This one, I honestly feel like they can return to their hack and slash roots with something that's a little bit of a mixture of all the games in the series, where each character roughly plays differently, even though it's mainly centered around Strife, because he's the character we know least about, and even though he's referenced in most games, he's the one that really is the most mysterious, and I feel like he's the one that we could really have the most fun with gameplay-wise. But I feel like with games like Devil May Cry and, Stellar Blade and stuff like that, the hack and slash formula has been coming back a lot more lately. And I don't think that there's not a doubt in my mind that they're not going to pull from Devil May Cry 5. Now, I'm not saying this just because I'm a fan of the series. The trailer itself does hint at the idea of playing with multiple characters, like all the horsemen at once, hinting at this could be the finale of the series, where we finally get to take down Lucifer once and for all, and Lilith. With Devil May Cry 5, you got to play with Nero, V, and Dante. Virgil was added later, but you get my drift. The story were focused around all three characters and was constantly kind of balanced and stuff like that. I feel like, if anything, this game could honestly do something like that, where the story itself does revolve around Strife in a sense, but it does circulate between all the horsemen. So Death, Fury, Strife, War, all the horsemen do have a role to play. And I feel like if the story was balanced and you had certain elements of it, we haven't seen gameplay and we don't have any idea what's going on with the story, but I do feel like, in a certain extent, this would be the perfect way to bring the series back and to honestly do something a bit different. But that's just my theory on the matter. We have no way of confirming it. I think that's something they might do. Or they might not. Who knows? They might go a different route. But hey, that's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure to like this video, comment, and subscribe. All that jazz really helps me out. Sorry the videos and shorts are going to be a little bit delayed because I'm currently sick. So, yeah.